I'm Chris Stutchko, co-host of the Ninth Grade Experience podcast, a part of the Education Podcast Network, just like the show you're listening to now. Shows on the network are individually owned, and opinions expressed may not reflect others. Find other interesting education podcasts at edupodcastnetwork.com.
Thanks for listening to the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast, where each week we talk about a free piece or two of technology that you can use in your classroom. I'm your host, Shannon Martin. I'm a middle school teacher, technology instructional coach for my district.
And I'm her producer and husband, Fuzz Martin, just over here composing this podcast each and every week.
Oh, that was clever.
Thanks.
Because we're talking about music.
Music.
Yeah, you got a button for that?
I do somewhere. I didn't really have it prepared, though.
That's okay.
So
we'll have lots of other sound effects today.
Yeah, we sure will.
There was enough sound effects last week. I think we're good.
There we go.
It's there.
Found it.
Yay. So, moving on the school year, I feel like we're already cranking through. Like, it's October and holy cow, September's over.
It is.
So, we've been talking about AI things the last couple weeks. And I have more to that. That'll be that was like part one, part 1.5. Part 2 will be coming up a few weeks down the road. But I visited good old Google Chrome experiments a week or two ago.
Yep.
And I realized how many cool new things are there. So I decided that this week we need to have some fun. Not that we don't have fun every week, but we're going to have some fun with some Chrome experiments this week.
Cool.
I'm very excited because they're adorable. And not all adorable, but just fun. Remember, Chrome experiments, we've talked about them before in a few different episodes. And they're these cool things that, people are testing out their coding skills and their technology skills, and they're just cool, fun things to have kids engage with in your classroom. So, this week there are a couple music-focused ones and some, sensory, moments of calm kind of stuff. You can build these in any classroom at any point in time. You need 5 minutes of your sanity, and the kids just need something to do. That's just kind of fun.
Throw on your headphones, kids.
Right. Just try this out. It's so cool. And I do that. I mean, I teach social studies and I'm doing technology and I'm all over the place all the time running through my building. I'm like, hey, just try this with your kids. And they're like, what? And then they're just excited for 5 minutes of their life or 10 minutes of life. And then they play around with it later on. Mm-hmm. And those that are really into it, continue it. So Chrome experiments, we were talking this week. There's some music and calmness and just some really fun things to play around with.
I'm excited.
I know. I told you what we were doing, and all of a sudden, all these noises were coming from your computer. So the first Chrome experiment you're going to talk about, we go to experiments with Google. The easiest way to find your Chrome experiments is to type in Chrome experiments, and then you'll get there. I have linked them all into
there's no
the
pretty
website.
URL to get to these.
There's not, because experiments.withgoogle.com/ then you got to find all the stuff, and it's the links will be at smartandwi.com.
Yep.
And if you type in, the first one is called Beethoven Beats.
And if you typed in Beethoven Beats, you'd find it.
You would find it. Yeah. So that's the best. There's no real clean way to pull these up. But once you have them linked, they're easy to get to.
Yep.
What's cool is you can go and it gives you a little background. So it'll tell you who the designer is. It will tell you what you're going to learn from it. So Beethoven Beats is based on Beethoven's music, and because of all of the rhythmic patterns that are written in his symphonies and his music, there's so many cool compositions that pull this information from. So basically, when you go to launch the experiment, you click launch experiment. You're going to tap out rhythms to Beethoven's beats.
Okay.
Are you going to try this while I talk you through it?
Sure.
It gives you a little intro. So they talk about raindrops on your window, but you're going to beats. So you're going to tap out your beats with your space bar and then tap to create a rhythm. And you have 4 seconds to record. So you go ahead and tap out your rhythm.
Done.
And then once you've tapped out your rhythm, you then will hear whichever piece of Beethoven music fits that rhythm.
Yeah. Here, I'll do it again. So let's say tap, 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 tap. That's cool.
And then what's cool, which piece of music did you pull up?
Oh, I clicked it already off there. So we'll go with
We'll try it again. So as if you're a music teacher or you want to engage some kids.
This one is Sonata number 31 in A flat major.
So you can talk about majors and minors, but then click
Explore this sonata.
Explore that sonata.
Whoa.
And then it's the whole piece of music.
Yep.
And you can listen to it and you can see the rhythms within it because you can see all the little dots across the bottom. And then it gives you the history of it, which I think is really cool. It gives you like about the work and when it was written and all of the different pieces of information.
Yeah, this one was composed in 1821. You're listening to Sonata number 31.
Thank you for sharing with us.
On Beethoven Beats.
So it's really cool. So while it engages kids in just some rhythm, it also then will teach them about Beethoven and about his piece of music. And then you can play the full piece of music afterwards. And it's just a quick, fun way to engage kids. And I think engage them in some classical music as well as learning some musical skills behind it.
Yeah.
And once you go to close out of it, what's cool then is... and you keep playing with it and keep playing with it. When you close out of it, it will say then games you might like. So it will give you other Google Chrome experiments that you might engage with that would be fun. So like one of our favorites.
Fan favorite on here.
Fan favorite. I can't tell you. It's Blob Opera.
Opera.
That was episode 88 for me. I talked about Blob Opera. And I can't tell you how many like people have reached out like, oh my gosh, we love this experiment. And they've listened to that podcast episode, which is awesome. So thanks for listening back to my podcasts from a long time ago. But Blob Opera, fan favorite. They have Blob Beats now.
Yeah.
Which is like another like fun, gamey version of Blob Opera. There's plenty to play with. Are you playing it? You look like you're like going to jump in.
I was going to start it, but I didn't know what I was going to do. So
okay.
I
So we'll save that. Hey, try it out. And then you guys can report back to us.
Blob Beats.
Blob Opera again. So you can engage kids in music very easily without a ton of background, but it would spark great conversations with kids about music and rhythm and classical composers. And it's just very cool. So Beethoven Beats is my first Google Chrome experiment to test out.
Beats.
My second one I'm even more excited about. Because it's so cute. Okay. So if you love Blob Opera, folks, you need to meet Viola the bird. She's so cute. Okay, so you go to Viola the bird. Again, experiment Viola the bird. She is a cello. Experience the new cello inspired instrument. Music meets tech. Okay. We're going to launch Viola, who is so stinking cute.
She is.
She's so cute.
It's like a...
it's an ostrich.
It's an ostrich.
But she's purple.
She's purple. Like she's got like the breathing kind of and like blinking motion effect, animation effect. So she like feels alive.
Yes.
And she's holding a bow in her mouth.
And she plays...
in her beak.
Classical music. So you have the option of choosing concert. And if you have concert in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen, then you can flip through other pieces of music. So there's Ode to Joy, there's Canon in D, there's Theme from Jupiter, Ave Maria, Londonderry. Anyway, so there's lots of songs that you can pick from. And as Fuzz is playing with Viola right now, you drag your finger across your mouse pad and Viola plays the classical music. So it teaches you the rhythm and teaches you about the song. What's also cute is you can record. It's the left-hand button on the bottom of the screen. You can record Viola playing your song. And then you also have the freestyle option, which is, I feel like I'm teaching right now. And we're focusing. The freestyle option puts her in with her very own, looks like homemade version. And She is under a waterfall, and you can play your own song with her and then record it, which is really cute. So once you record, as Fuzz is so kindly playing in the background.
It's just a little mood music.
Yes, thank you. Not distracting at all. So when you're done playing and recording with Viola, you can share your creation. So very similar to Blob Opera. Oh my gosh. I feel like I'm in my classroom. And so then you can share. And what's super cool, and they've changed like with this experiment, when kids share, they can email it to you, but they have a link directly to Google Classroom. So you can drop Viola right into Google Classroom and turn it in and or share it.
Oh, that's cool.
So it's meant like Viola is definitely student friendly. And so the kids can play or show you some musical skills. And then they can share it with anybody, including their parents or including you. And they can drop in Google Classroom, which I love. Wow. Viola's adorable. So I'm going to tell all of you, just go play with Viola for a bit.
Yeah.
Because it's so cute.
I could just play like a concert for the listeners.
Yes.
For the rest of the show.
That's really what they want to hear.
I know. That's what they tune in for.
Yeah. Is you playing
Fuzz and Viola. Viola?
The
Viola.
Purple ostrich. So anyway, it's such a fun Chrome experiment.
She's a violet ostrich.
She's a violet ostrich. She's so cute. So again, classical music, super engaging, very easy to roll out to your kids, and then they can record their songs, and highly entertaining, whether it's music class or if it's brain break time, or if it's, if they get some creative time in there, it's just so fun. So fun.
So fun.
Yay. And if you like Blob Opera, you'll definitely love Viola because she's adorable. With all of that, we have our two music. So we've got Beethoven, we have Viola. The last one I wanted to share is called In Rhythm with Nature. Now, this is not a music creation piece like the other two are. This is more of bringing calm and kind of center to your day. So if you were looking for... I love how you just keep playing the sounds today. If you are looking to bring your kids down a second, and maybe we just need a moment of calm in the classroom, or as a teacher, maybe when you get the 5 minutes you get to eat lunch, you need some calm in your life. That's what this one is for. So you're going to launch the experiment, and it's in rhythm with nature. And as you pointed out, which I appreciated, it's meant to put a moment of calm in your day.
I was like, this thing is taking forever to load.
And I said, that's because it's purposeful in taking forever to load. That's the point. So when you go to enter, there's a clock, a time to slow down with nature. It loads slowly with flowers because it's meant to calm you down and slow you down a bit. Then it has different images of flowers on the screen, and you can choose the different flowers have a different song that kind of go with them or some background music.
Okay.
So each flower has its own piece. The goal is just to have you breathe and take a minute, sit back, relax. It'll tell you what flower you're just taking a break with. They're pretty. There's little butterflies that fly around on the screen. It's a sense of meditation, basically. And then what's kind of neat is if you click on, there's a little meditating person on the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
When you click on that, the flowers will bloom and close as you should be breathing.
Okay.
So to focus your breathing, which we all try to do to calm down, and it doesn't really work. It's a visual. So it'll tell you to breathe in, breathe out, and the flowers open and close so you can calm down. And then if you want to change your flower, which will change your sound, then you can just pick a flower to the right or to the left. And again, it's like a clock. So there's 12 different flowers that you can pick from. And again, the whole goal is to take some time, take a minute to calm down, to breathe, and then just process. Yes, thank you. I appreciate you meditating across from me. Yes, people, we are there. So from Viola to meditation, that is where we're at today. So it's a cool experiment, especially to teach your kids to bring a moment of calm in their day. And then as teachers, sometimes you need a moment of calm in your day.
Yeah.
So it's deliberately slower. Mm-hmm. So you do take a minute to process. So there's another super fun Chrome experiment. I love it.
Yes, me too. I love these Chrome experiments.
That one's in rhythm with nature. So
that one kind of feels like Headspace. Didn't we do an episode on Headspace one time as well?
We did. Yeah, a while back. So yeah, it's an awesome Chrome experiment. So we got 3 of them to share with you. I mean, there's tons and tons more. I'm guessing I'll probably throw a few more at you throughout the season because there's so many fun ones. So check out Beethoven, check out Viola the Bird, and check out In Rhythm with Nature. And I think that you'll find some cool things to throw at your students. And definitely any of these can be used K-12. And the kids would be able to handle them themselves on their Chromebooks, or you can put them on your smartboard and share them with kids. So,
by the way, episode 102 was the Headspace
All right.
for educators.
There you go. Awesome. Well, thanks for tuning in. This has been the Tech Tools for Teachers podcast. If you ever have any questions, you can find me on that app formerly known as Twitter,
X.
SmartNWI, or on Threads, or on Facebook. Oh, and there's super cute little coffee mugs now. If you go to smartnwi.com, there is the cutest coffee mugs.
Yeah, if you go to shop on the page, you'll see the cute little coffee mugs.
Yeah.
Put one in your classroom. Put it on your desk.
Share it with a friend.
It says, teach, sip, repeat.
Repeat. Yes,
That's correct.
And if you want to get more information on the links to the technology discussed in this episode, you can visit smartnwi.com. If you'd like to support the show, please consider buying me a coffee or two. Visit buymeacoffee.com/smartnwi or visit smartnwi.com and click on that cute little purple coffee cup, which is a digital one to donate, not the actual one that we just talked about ordering. Your donations help keep the show going. New episodes each week. Thanks for listening. Go educate and innovate.
The ideas and opinions expressed in this podcast and the Smart NWI website are those of the author, Shannon Martin, and not of her employer. Prior to using any of the technologies discussed on this podcast, please consult with your employer regulations. This podcast offers no guarantee that these tools will work for you as described, but we sure hope they do. By the way, my favorite piece of merch that you have on your website, Shanna, is still the one that says, "Until we Google meet again."
That one is pretty cute. I do like that.